Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song called Can't Fight This Feeling Anymore. And we end up cabling this on 2nd fret to kind of work the song, but we're going to walk through a lot of things in root position. We're going to start on a G major chord. When we play G major, first finger goes to A on the 2nd fret, second finger on the low E string 3rd fret, and third finger on the high E string 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really happy. Now you may also want to think about kind of putting the 3rd finger on the B string 3rd, pinky on the high E string 3rd for the G major, and that might be kind of a cool option too. And on our intro from the G, we're going to be going to an E minor chord. We're going to play E minor. First finger goes to the A string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the D string 2nd fret, and if you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor chord, and it sounds really sad. Now, you may also want to think about putting the 3rd finger on the B string 3rd, pinky on the high E string 3rd, kind of working that as an E minor 7. And then from the E minor, we're going to be going to a C major chord. We play C major. First finger goes to the B on the 1st fret, second finger on the D string 2nd fret, and third finger on the A string 3rd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really happy. You may also want to think about lifting off the first finger and kind of making that a C major 7, or adding in the pinky on the B string 3rd and making that a C major 9. Or another option for C major 9 is to do first finger on the D string 2nd, second finger on the A string 3rd, third finger on the B string 3rd, and the pinky on the high E string 3rd, kind of working that for your C major. And then from the C, we're going to be going to a D major chord. When we play D major, first finger goes to the G string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the high E 2nd fret, and third finger on the B string 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Through the tune, there's some really cool hits where you could kind of take the pinky and add it in on the high E 3rd fret and kind of make that a D suspended chord. Or you could kind of take the regular D shape and then kind of lift it off the second finger and make that a D sus2. So there's a couple of different spots actually where you may want to use kind of the D sus idea to the D sus2, kind of through the tune. Now, one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up. So we're going to kind of work that through the intro. The weird part is that C and D at the end half, and you could do that with kind of a down, down, up on each chord. Or if you kind of dig it, there are definitely spots through the tune where you could do C with kind of a down, and then kind of hit the D for your up, up, down, up the strum pattern. So if we tried the intro that way, we'd have kind of the G, or another option would be to kind of work downs. Actually, you could kind of work just kind of an 8 down idea on each chord. And if you're just starting out, actually that might make things a little bit easier to kind of work that way. And when you get to that halving part for the C and the D, you may want to work that as kind of a 4+4, or a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 might be kind of a cool way to work it too. Now, another strum pattern that I would think about using through the song is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot at the beat, right now we're kind of dividing that beat into 2 parts with our down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns for a song like this is down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. And what I mean by that is if you take the G and do a down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you can do on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you do a down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then on the third beat, you do a up on 2, down on 3. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you're going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So all together, you got down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, down. So we tried that through the intro. The weird part is where we got our C and D, and you could do kind of that down, 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 up on each chord, or you could kind of half the pattern and make it kind of a C, down, down, up, D, up, down, down, up, down, up, or you could even anticipate the C a little early and have C, down, down, D on the up, down, down, up, down, or anticipate the D a little early, down, 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 D on the up, down, down, up, down, up. So we tried the intro that way, you'd have the G, down, 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 G, E minor, C, then our C, and then from there, we'd be going into our first verse. And our first verse starts out on the G major, and then from the G we go to an A minor chord. We play A minor. First finger goes to the B on the first fret, second finger on the D string second fret, and third finger on the G string second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. Now while you're on A minors in general, it can be kind of cool to lift off the third finger and make that an A minor 7, or you could take the pinky and add it in on the high E third for an A minor 7. Or you might even think about an A7 sus, where you do first finger on the D second, second finger on the G second, third finger on the B string third, and the pinky on the high E third. Kind of work that for your A. And then from the A, we end up on kind of a D sus and a D that kind of half. And then we go to a G major chord, but then we go to a D chord, but you'll hear this F sharp in the bass. So like if you took your regular D and used your thumb to go over the low E string on the second fret F sharp note, it's something called D slash F sharp, or D with an F sharp in the bass, which could work that way. Or another option would be doing something called a D sus slash F sharp, where you do first finger on the low E second, second finger on the G second, third finger on the B string third, pinky on the high E string third for kind of a D sus slash F sharp. And then from that D slash F sharp, we go to an F major chord, where you play F major. Normally you do this as a first fret bar, second finger on the G second, third finger on the A third, pinky on the D string third. And if we strum all those together, that sounds like an F major chord, and it sounds really heavy. Or a good option if you're just starting out is something called F major 7, where you do the first finger on the B string first fret, second finger on the G string second fret, and third finger on the D string third fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds an F major 7, and it sounds really groovy happy. And then from the F, we go to an E major chord. We play E major. First finger goes to the G string on the second fret, or first fret, second finger on the A string second, third finger on the D string second. If you strum all those together, that sounds an E major chord. Now on that E, you may also want to think about lifting off the third finger and making an E7 chord. Or you could take the pinky and put it in on the B string third and give that a little bit more bite. And then we have this cool little walk from the A minor chord to walk up to a B minor chord. And normally you do this as a second fret bar, second finger on the B string third fret, third finger on the D string fourth fret, and the pinky on the G string fourth fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a B minor chord, and it sounds really sad. Now you may also want to think about lifting off the pinky and making that a B minor 7. Or another way to play B minor 7 is to do first finger on the A string second, second finger on the G string second, third finger on the high E second, kind of working that for your B minor 7. Or if you're kind of digging on that C major non-voicing, you can do first finger on the A second, second finger on the G second, third finger on the B string third, pinky on the high E string third. It's kind of your B minor chord. And then from the B minor, we go to kind of a C major. On that spot, it's a little weird. It's almost like you do kind of a down on the A minor, down on the B minor, and then kind of a down, down up on the C. And then we end up kind of on a D sus, and then kind of a D major kind of resolution at the end. So we tried that with down, down, up, down, up. We'd have G, G, A minor, and our D sus, D, G, D slash F sharp, F, E, and then A minor, B minor, C, D sus, D. And then from there, we'll be going into our second verse, which is kind of a little variation on that, where we do kind of our G, D slash F sharp, E minor, A minor, D sus, D, G, D slash F sharp, F, E, A minor, B minor, C, and then our D, kind of that whole pattern. And on those D's, actually, you might want to kind of think about using kind of that hit, kind of D sus, D, D sus, D. But then we go into our pre-chorus from there. So we got kind of C, B minor. Did I teach this? Yes, I did. And then from there, we'll be going into our pre-chorus part. So we got kind of C, B minor, C, G, kind of a G, A minor, C, G, A minor, C, G, A minor, and then we got kind of a G but with a B in the bass, and then a C, and then our D sus, D sus, D, where you can kind of make those hits. Now the weird part is to play along with the recording. Instead of starting on a G major chord, they're starting on an A major chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo on 2nd fret, then now your G is really an A major chord, your E minor is really an F sharp minor, your C is really a D, and your D is really an E major chord, and the F major is really a G major chord, and your E major is really an F sharp major chord, and your A minor is really a B minor, and your B minor is really a C sharp minor chord. But to take it from the very beginning, you could work that with kind of that down idea that we were talking about, or the down, down, up, down, up, or if you're kind of digging on that 16th idea, you may want to kind of play around with that. Or even alternating between those parts can be kind of a cool thing to kind of see what you want to say with it too. Kind of C, D, to lead into our first verse. And then we got our G, C, D, sus, D. And then from there, we go into our second verse. So we got our G, D slash F sharp, E minor, A minor, D sus, D, G, D slash F sharp, F, E, A minor, D minor, C, and then you have our D with the whole strum pattern. You may want to kind of think about adding in some licks on that to lead into our pre-chorus part. And then we got our C, E minor, C, G, D, C, E minor, D sus, D, D sus 2, to kind of lead into our chorus part. And then we got our G, A minor, C, G, A minor, C, G, A minor, B, C, D sus, D, D, D sus 2. And then we almost kind of repeat that, kind of that G, A minor, C, G, A minor, C, G, A minor, G slash B, C, and then our D sus, D, to kind of lead into our solo part. Now one other thing I think about adding to the song though is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, or the down, 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 up, down, down, up, you could kind of throw in a bass note for the chord. So on the G you'd have low E for the bass, on the E minor you'd have low E for the bass, on the C you'd have the A for the bass, and on the D you'd have the D for the bass, on the A minor you'd have the A for the bass, on the B minor you'd have the A for the bass, and on that D slash F sharp you'd have low E string for the bass, and on the F major bar we'd have low E for the bass, on the F major 7 you'd have D for the bass, on the E you'd have low E for the bass, and on that G slash B, or G with a B in the bass, you'd have the A string for your bass on the G chord. So we tried that solo part adding basses, we'd have kind of G, G, E minor, C, C, and D sus, D, D sus, D. And then from there, we'll be going into our next verse. So we have kind of our G, G, C, D minor, C, G, D, C, E minor, D sus, D, D sus, D. Kind of do that double down on each of those. And then from there, we'll be going into our last chorus. So we got our D, A minor, C, G, A minor, C, G, A minor, G slash B, C, D sus, D, D sus, D. Or if you know there are licks around these chords, that can always be kind of a cool thing to kind of mix it up a little bit, kind of make your tune your own too. We got our G, G, minor, C, kind of a C, D, to G at the very, very end. But that's the basics of how you can strum through Can't Fight This Feeling. So good luck.